Hi guys. Um yeah, I'm gonna do this today. I think mentally my head's okay. I think. But pain levels are intense and they're the low grade one that makes you feel like you're having an anxiety attack. So yeah, I'm gonna push through this and see how far we can get today. Starting a little bit late through today because I planned on having a discussion with someone, but apparently it's not as important to them as was to me. They jumped on a chance to go shopping. I've been waiting 3 days, but that's okay. Their choice. Do what they want. The world doesn't revolve around me. Thank God. It would be a mess. Oh, I forgot I left soap on that. Ooh, that wasn't tasty at all. I was washing my palettes and I realized the gouache doesn't peel off like regular acrylics. You can actually water it down and use it again. To a point, but it was still interesting to learn that. So I'm just going to pluck away at this. I don't know how talkative I'll be without a topic. Would be nice to stay on more positive topics. I don't want a topic that, let's just say I don't want a topic that you would argue about without a solution that is actually doable. Just like somebody else's stream was talking about. So talking about other countries, the only thing we can do about that is write to our senators and push them. According to our Constitution, that's all the power we got. We really don't have power over other people's governments. But in saying that, I would like to say that it's about the people, not the governments. So if I brought up a topic, it's about the people and not the stinking governments. The governments everywhere suck. So anyway, I'm going to just be quiet for a bit till I see somebody show up or something, and I'll just rattle on as I can. If I get to something that's controversial, just let me know that's controversial, and I'll try to divert. Thank you very much. Anybody can join StreamYard. It's just easier to chat that way with people than to have to always be texting. So if it's easier for you to talk, sure, show up. In the meantime, we shall just paint. I noticed yesterday there were more views. I mean, people pop in to see what I'm talking about. This isn't a political channel. So if people are popping in just to do politics, I mean, I'm open to talking about it, but that's not the purpose of this channel. It's just to visit. You're bored, or you want to watch painting, or you want to ask questions about it, or about me, or whatever. It's like me inviting you to my house to come visit while I paint. And I realize the notifications the bell that you hit doesn't work. So, well, not on time anyway. It'll show, like I've been doing, I've been posting when I'm going to stream and schedule it. If you hit the notify me button, that works. But the bell for the regular subscription doesn't work. It takes hours sometimes for them to even notify you. So if you really want to see a certain stream and you see that it's scheduled, go ahead and hit that notify me. And you're more likely to get a notification about when it starts than the bell. Yep, I'm back to the Pink Floyd. I don't know why that's so comforting to listen to him lately. It's like, well, yeah, I do. It's like my voice. Like I can hear my voice in some of these things. It is really, I have a tendency to want to start on the edge, but then I'm right-handed. I have to start somewhere where I'm not going to want to put my hand in my work, like in the middle. There we go. This doesn't always show me when somebody's on either. So if you're there and you're wanting to hear somebody talk, just type hi in the chat or something. You don't have to be involved if you don't want to be. Or you can just sit and watch quietly. It's fine. I don't mind being quiet, just having something play in the background. I know the leaves with a thinner brush. I'm not getting the point I want on them. I don't have the fan running yet. Thank goodness. Because these paints dry kind of quick, especially with the fan going. So now I don't have to have it running. I did have to heat up this place. It flooded in the corner where I stored all my paintings. So I had to turn them all the other way to dry and put them on something to lift it all off the surface. So I've been up working since about 7 already. Wow, I can feel the anxiety going away. This is nice. This brush is being weird. There's like a hair or something that's longer than the brush. Stuck to it. There. I think I got it. Somebody just texted me. That might be my shopping list request. They went to town. Actually, they went all the way to Alpine. And I asked them to get me some things because me to go to Alpine and all those places is at least 20 in fuel. Don't have that when I'm trying to get to Arizona right now. But if they're already out, it's not gonna put anyone out to go pick up some creamer and milk. Don't think. They don't have room for it. Doesn't hurt to ask. That's always been my theory, even though it still gets you in trouble. People are like, how dare you ask? But sometimes you don't know what to ask, and asking is the best way to find out, right? I see nothing wrong with asking. But I've got to go stand up and try to answer that text without bumping my tether. Luckily, with StreamYard, I can get right back in. Ugh. I really need to get a better situation here. Good to know, Patty. What? Oh. Very important to know this. She has a YouTube video. I don't know what that's about. I'll have to watch it later. I don't think she knew her phone is set to broadcast, so when she answers, it broadcasts to everybody individually. I don't know what video they're talking about. Ah, that's just her response for saying whoops. Probably. That's my best guess. I didn't hear the group text because I had to mute them. Because as you can hear, they tend to want to go back and forth a lot. I was going to wait to do the middle ones till I had the other brush. I don't know, she's in broadcast mode, so I don't get all the discussion. How's that? It went to... So how do you solve that problem? If she answers a group text in broadcast mode, it sends out individual messages every time she responds to everybody, not including me. I have problems with my phone paging me all day. That's why. I'm not even responding. I just hope she doesn't keep going, or I'll have to block her, and then I won't be able to get an individual text. The way they have this texting set up is so annoying. It's the companies. It's like for some reason they can't control SMS coming in. So if you start a group chat, you're going to get all the responses. And if they try to remove you off the list, they don't have it. Everybody has to belong to the same app in order to get a name removed off the response list, because every time you respond to a group text, it goes to everyone. Even if you're in broadcast mode, it'll still go to everyone. When I send out a group text, the original one, I tend to send as a broadcast. So then when people respond, unless I need the whole group to see the responses, then I'm only seeing one response. And not everybody has to see all the responses. And that's the benefit of a broadcast mode. But if you want everyone to see your responses, it needs to be to the whole group, not individually to each person. Doesn't make sense. It's frustrating. As long as I don't be getting text every few minutes, I won't have to block it. So I know when I was trying to do the tours, there was a time period where they just went berserk answering. And it comes right through on my feed, so I really couldn't tune it out. It was a bit frustrating. It is really hard to work with two brushes here, but we're going to do it because I'm going to miss the middles if I don't do it that way. Really see where I left off with some of these. We're painted in with a different color. I'm trying to remember where I... There we go. The whole thing is going to be I can't let the brushes get dry till after they're washed. So I've got to use both at once. I got to keep them both wet, and you can't leave tiny, small brushes in the water, as they will bend under the weight of the wood of the handle. Only if you have like a brush, well, number one, that you don't care about. Number two, if you have a brush where the bristles aren't as delicate and won't crumble under the weight of the handle itself, should you leave them in water. Unless you're rich and you could just buy a new brush every time you want to paint. But these little brushes, this one's an 1820. I usually get a 2020 brush, which is the tiniest you can get. They cost about $3 a piece. Unless you get a really cheap one. Well, the really cheap ones, they're just going to bend under your canvas. And they're not going to hold up either. And I am getting to where I'm going to need to build a new stash of my 2020s. I'm not seeing that I have any of them left. I used to have a batch of them, but I don't know what happened to them. It may be stuck in something I have in storage somewhere. So if you start where it's wider, and lighten on your tip as you go towards the end. You get a very sharp point. These leaves are pretty tiny, so I can do the outsides with this larger brush, but the tiny points in the middle, I don't want to start that large, so I've got to take this tiny, I don't know if you'll be able to see it or not. Ah, you're not seeing my painting at all. It's frozen. Oh, because I answered a text. Dang it, sorry. Okay, there we go. Jeez. All right, so this is, it's got to catch up. There it goes. So this is an 1820 point. I don't know if you can even see that tip. How can I do it? Like that? It's like a few, and this is my, this one don't have a size on it, but it's slightly larger. You can see that better because it's not white. But yeah, sorry about that. I didn't realize it was frozen. So I go to show you something. All right, let's get back to work. Where was I? Lost my spot. But yeah, so if you start with a thinner brush, you're able to get a sharp point in smaller areas. You basically, when you're picking a paintbrush, oh, that tip is getting fuzzy on it. This is a rough canvas. Oh, I wonder if I can trim that. You want to pick a brush according to the size of the area you need to work with. So on these itty bitty leaves, I need smaller brushes. If I were to grab, say, if I were to even grab a brush that's like this, that would be too big for these petals, even at the widest spots on the outline. So you've got to pick a brush according to the size of the area you want to work in. I'm going to have to cut this tip. Figure out where I put the scissors. There we go. I have to cut that something bent on the very end of it. I may not have proper scissors to do this with. Let's see if they got it. It is, oh no, that did not get it. Wow. There, I got it. The very, very tip of this is starting to bend. When they bend, you can't control where the tip goes as much. So I think I need to invest in brushes, it seems. Yeah, and this one is wanting to separate. This is a pretty, it's kind of a smoother canvas than some of the other ones I've worked with. But the rougher the canvas, the rougher it is on your brushes. That's why a lot of people choose to paint on board as opposed to canvas. Because it's smooth and it's gentle on their brushes and they can get much finer details. I really don't like going back and forth. I may wash this little brush. I'm going to go back and forth right now. I'll have to go back in and catch it all later. Actually, I don't have to fully wash it. I can just kind of let it sit in the soap, which will help it regain its shape and hold what's left of it. I'll just work with this larger one for now. Just do the outsides. I really don't want to spend money on brushes right now. So I'm going to have to make these things work. I am more interested in getting my butt to Arizona. Because once I'm there, I can save up and get some more things done. Really not sure how I'm going to paint when I'm out quartzite. I may try to find the place I can paint at. But setting up a tent out there, the wind will have that tore down in a matter of minutes. So unless it's not windy, I could be able to do that. But if it's windy, wow, I see where I didn't even get the yellow in there. That's all right. I'll back to it later. I did outline it. All right. That rooster's going crazy. They crow all night and day. They're like guard roosters. They see somebody walking around and they're on them, or they're fighting with each other. Not as fun as in Wilhoit when you hear the goats going. They're fun. They're like little kids playing. Kind of like goats. I'm going to try this thing on that one. Tip to a point. Fix the point later. I'm awake already. It's just really odd. You can't see too much of them from a distance. It's like the bottom part of this painting is overwhelming the rest of it. Let's see, I may end up having to put a lot of florals or something in. I'm going to put a chalk line where I left off on this side. That way, I can track what I did. There we go. There. Now, I can remember where I left off in the middle. That works. Yeah, I only do a dot of paint at a time. I just really can't afford to pour out a giant glob for such tiny pieces. That's going to be more yellow. Seems I'll probably be going back and forth on these leaves for a while. It's just really hard to catch all of them. I could see places where I missed yellow. And I do only work with one color at a time. But again, it'll dry up if I don't. The only time I don't is like when I'm doing a background or a blend of some kind. Then I'll have more than one color out at a time. But not blending, not doing a background, not going to waste the paint. Getting hard to tell which ones I left off at because some of the old color matches this new one I'm going in with. So I'm getting the point by, I think I already said it, but I'm going to repeat it, by releasing the pressure as you get towards the end. You're just barely touching it when you get to the point. These two leaves are touching. To rinse it off a lot because whatever dries up on the brush will clot up on the painting, so I'm rinsing it a lot. Okay, yeah, that's where it was. This is really hard to tell where you left off at. So I can actually go backwards from the point. But you can light pressure at the point and then gradually bring it down. And if you're shaky, you can end up messing up your point pretty darn easy doing it that way. I don't think I'm as shaky today. Getting some really nice points. I'm going to be making a special stand for my phone so that it would hover better over the work. Like when I'm doing these tiny, tiny details, I can bring it in and show. But again, I haven't thought of how I'm going to create it yet. I don't have any hangers. It would have to be set up in a way that it doesn't jolt the phone in any way or my tether will disconnect. I can't get power cords to stay in and not bump around and things. They loosen up so quickly, it's horrible. I tried the magnetic ones, and they still have issues there too. This is drying up way faster than I want it to. Shoot. Should have started. I like this. I'm hearing the words in this song. Saliva helps your brush get back into shape. It's not that I like to taste the paint. So I was actually rolling the tip to give it a nice sharp tip again. I do not want to taste these paints. With the Soho paints come with these little foil things on them. And I was using my teeth to open it, and I got a mouthful of Soho blue. Oh, still remember the taste. It was horrid. I usually like to rotate. My hand likes to work in a certain direction. And I usually rotate the pictures to get the angle I like to work from, but it would mean waiting for certain areas to dry. So I'm just going to work with what I got here. It's not getting too bad. So these flowers are basically white with color details on them and then a metallic outline. But they don't seem to pop enough. I may go in and try some of these gouaches on the color part and see if that makes it pop any. Another thing, when you're rinsing your brushes a lot, you have to make sure you dry this area up in here, because it'll drip down your brush and water your paint down on you. And then you'll have this water paint spreading. So you kind of got to be careful of what water's left on the brush when you rinse it. It comes in handy when you're doing like a shading or a highlighting. You can have the watery stuff's kind of dripping down and adding to it, but I like more controls in that, especially when I'm doing tiny line details. I hope that's dry enough. But this is helping get the focus off the pain level. That was pretty intense when I started. So that's another reason I like to do the tiny details. It just really, when you're feeling anxious, and again, fibromyalgia pain can be so low grade. It's intense, but a low grade to where it just feels like an anxiety attack. It's horrible. But doing this kind of stuff can actually help get your mind off of it. And it doesn't bother you as much until you stop. So I started painting. Well, I had doctors jack up pain meds on me. I was in a wheelchair at one time because I could not handle the pain. And they started me on pain meds, and I was up and square dancing, and they just kept jacking up the pain meds on me, saying, well, if you don't take enough to get rid of all the pain, you could become an addict. Well, they jacked it up so bad, I was stuck in bed for 3 years. It was horrible. It took everything I had just to get up and go anywhere. And so then I got tired of that and said, I need a way to get out and do stuff. So I went to a day program for mental health, and I chose an art studio because I didn't want to just go sit. I'm not a person who likes to go sit. I mean, sleeping away your life away was horrible enough, but to try to recover in an environment where you weren't really active and doing something you enjoyed wasn't going to work. So I went to a studio and learned some painting techniques, and then just it took off. It did a lot to change things for me. Within a couple of years, I was able to stay awake all day, and I ended up working there for a while, which I loved, and offering other people hope. And I even taught this class. There's a book called Sparking Creativity. I can't remember right offhand who writes it, but I used that as a basis to teach creating. And creating our lives is an art. Life just doesn't happen. We create our lives. I mean, some of it is created unconsciously, like how we were raised. We're still creating it, but we don't actively know we were creating it, and we get in these positions in life where we're stuck and think we're stuck. And a lot of people with mental illness think, well, I'm broke. I have to do what society tells me or hide from them. And that's not true, because we can still do things. We may not function in the world as they want us to, but we can still do things. I went on a convoy. I offered people hope. Although it didn't result in how we wanted it to result, the hope that was spread that you can actually get up and do anything, or that other people feel the same even. I was able to do that. I didn't have a job where I had to work and couldn't go out and do that because I had to work to support it. I know I had a crap vehicle. It was a good vehicle. It never broke down till then. But in 2005, you got to expect something's going to happen. And people got angry. Like, you shouldn't be in that if you can't maintain your vehicle. Well, who has the time? So I did it. I got tired of sitting around doing nothing. I'm not a person who can't do anything at all. There's some things I could do. And yes, driving all those hours was extremely difficult. I like to drive for shorter drives at a time. So yeah, it was pretty difficult at times. But, just because we have some illnesses doesn't mean we sit by and just let life happen. There's things we can do. We don't like the way things are happening. We can talk to our government too. Just because you have an illness doesn't mean you can't talk to somebody about what you believe. It's just people wanting to divide. People want things their own way. They want to shut people down they don't agree with. And I agree, there's some people with an illness who just can't function socially at all, but they can still. I saw there in Mesa, there was a guy who rode up and down Main Street all day, listening to his music, and dancing on the bike. And I thought, even he found something to do for the public. A simple smile. Making someone smile can change a lot. So even he had a way to participate in society. And somebody had stole his bike once. People gathered together to get him a new one because he made them happy. He offered happiness. Even for a second. It takes only a second to reverse the chemical makeup in your body. When you're going through something rough, or something you don't like, or something that's makes you sick, you have cortisol that releases through your body. It causes more pain and more anxiety. And all it takes is something simple as a smile, because cortisol cannot be released at the same time the good chemicals are being released. So something that makes you smile stops that cortisol right away and does the other things. So just making somebody smile, you've actually changed something for them. So people who say I can't do anything for anyone really don't understand what a simple thing can be. I know some people who just go out and walk around just to be able to smile at people, or even to get a smile back. I mean, when we were all closed in and you had an opportunity to go anywhere, we had a store close to where I was that they did not butcher you for not wearing a mask if you couldn't. And people flocked to that store, and they stood in line just for the chance to visit with people. I mean, they would intentionally go buy just one object so they can go back. But even if you couldn't get near them, and even if you had to wear a mask, there's still a way to make people smile. They can see a smile in your eyes. Waving out your window at the neighbors. I mean, they have these videos of people with their faces and hands pressed against the window for being stuck inside. But you could wave at people. You could wave at each other. You could go in your yard when no one's around, close, I mean, and just entertain in whatever way, or just wave to the cars driving past. We're so quick to say that we can't do anything, but we can. And that's part of how they control people, is when we think we can't do anything. But we can. If you're out there every day waving at people, when it comes down to talking about something or getting something done, they're more likely to say, hey, I recognize you. You made me smile that day, or you did this and it just changed my day, or a lot more willing to talk to you then. Closing ourselves in, that's only gives the ones brave enough to go out more power. Pretty sure y'all don't want me running the world. And if I'm the only one out there doing something, what am I going to do? I have to run it the only way I know how, right? So anyway, StreamYard doesn't, after a certain number of hours, they say they don't save your videos anymore. But from what I'm seeing, it'll save on YouTube when you're live. So I don't need it to save it to my computer. So I'm actually getting more hours than they say they have for free. Not sure why. I could still go live. They just won't save a hard copy for me. I guess I couldn't go back and edit it. That would not work unless I had to do it somehow through YouTube. but it's working pretty well. Restream is okay, except that I can't get a landscape mode when I need it. On the painting part, at least. Considering I got to do it from the phone. Can't really hear all the words clearly on that, but I don't want to overwhelm the stream with music, and then I'll get in trouble. It's just meant to be in the background. And it just went quiet. That was weird. Oh, it's changing songs. Didn't realize that was the end of it. Okay, now I know which direction. I usually work in from left to right or top to bottom to kind of go the other direction. It's difficult. I guess your hand gets used to movements in certain directions. It doesn't want to go to a point. So I never got a response. I guess she's not gonna pick me up stuff at the store. I have to be without cream or milk because I'm not gonna take $20 to go get cream or milk. I need to get to Arizona. Somebody works at Porter. I could probably text her. I assume she's not working now because she's the one who texted earlier. Didn't get yellow in it. So after I get these outlined, I'm going to go back in and get the yellow where I missed it before I go in and do the middles. I don't know if you can hear that rooster. He's still at it. Wait. I don't want to reap everything I sow. I know, you're going to reap what you sow anyway. That was a joke. We even have to reap what we sow when we make mistakes. That's the sad part. I'm the queen of mistakes. I say that as I make a big one. Where is it even? I lost it now. I think I just got a text. Darn it. I have to wipe that whole leaf. And then try to get it before it does the background. Yep. There we go. I just reaped what I sowed. All right, let's check the text. See if it's my opportunity to get food. Nope. What the heck? Why did it make that noise? Okay. Okay. Well, now they just told me what the video was about. They're putting... Holy cow. It looks like, I haven't checked it out, so don't take word for it. They're wanting to put meters on private wells. I don't know why the comment about what clothes they wear and where they choose to buy them. What's that got to do with the well? I don't know. For a group that gets so upset when I talk about anything political, they get mighty political today. using that well. Let's start down here now. Yeah, they have private wells here. That's why it's been brought up. They collect their own water, but if they're going to put meters on them, that's so crazy. I'm not going to spread it till I check it out. So my phone's going to... I muted that conversation, the group, because they tend to text like crazy fools. But it's still going off. It wants to vibrate instead of ding. When you mute the conversation, you're not supposed to get any kind of notification. Got things beeping and I don't know why. Is my speaker running out of power maybe? That phone will quit vibrating. Oh, they're going to drive me crazy. I have to go look at the settings. It won't stop. I don't know if you can hear it or not. It's buzzing loud enough for me to hear it. It's not on this one. This one's just to see the chat. And the power level of my... Oh, it is this phone going crazy. What the heck? Why? Oh, my speaker's low on power. Okay. Thought it was the other conversation that was going crazy. There we go. I haven't sipped my coffee for a while. That sun is heating up. It's gonna get dark. I don't want that sun beating on me. It's probably drying up my paints faster. I gotta take a break, which means that piece of paint I just poured will get dry. I still can't see the leaves very well at a distance. It just... The bottom part of the painting has overwhelmed the top part. It's just not a good balance. And maybe that might be part of it, but I don't know. Just work with what I got right now and then make decisions after I fill it in. I could tone these down with highlighting, I guess. Again, it's more work than I wanted. But you gotta do what you gotta do to make it work. Sip my coffee for a minute. I'm actually getting chilly with that breeze. But the sun is heating up the camper, so... Does this light affect anything at all? Yeah, not enough. Whew. I'd like to finish outlining leaves in this section right in here. And then I still have some metallic to outline that one and that one. And then we could turn it and do it the other way. Or wait, no, I'm going to outline and then we'll go touch up yellow. And then we'll do the center of the leaves. The little, I don't know if you can see. Let's see what we can see. So you can see how the leaves have a little center point. I'll have to go in and get those. I don't know. Just looking at this little section here compared to the bottom, does it feel like the bottom is overpowering the top with all the leaves put in place, or no? That would be the decision. That's why I'm just going to go ahead and work on my little leaves. This one little thing will change it. If I went and I put a whole bunch of stuff in here and then decided to fix the leaves and found out it overpowered the other area, then I'd have to go and fix something into the other area to bring in the balance again. So you kind of got to work with the plan of what you have in there first before you go adding things. A lot of people get to where they're like, oh, I think I need to put this here, and they haven't finished the details on their other thing, and they find out, wow, that really messed up the balance. And it's best to work with what you got in place, and then make your decisions. Knocking on heaven's door. Those flowers. Let me see if I can pull that in. These flowers are white with a splash of color. I'm thinking of going in and boldening up the color with the gouache. But if that doesn't make them stand out enough, as you can see from the distance, they're kind of lost. But if the gouache and brightening up the color doesn't pull them in enough, you might have to make them a different color than white. And use white to do the lines detail. But I'm not going to make that decision until I try the gouache on it. Because it might work. Oh, I'm ready to try some of this metallic just to get away from the leaves for a bit. But I'll lose where I was if I have too long of a period between. I do have another painting that I have to do some kind of work on. I'm noticing that some of the paint didn't cover, and you can actually see some of the background coming through. But that could be part of the color. Or I could do more detailing. I kind of like it as it is. I just need to do some framing out. And I don't know if it's going to be a solid frame or I'm going to put in detail. What I am going to do is do a solid frame around it. I don't know, either black or another color. And then decide if I want to add detailing to the framing or not. But I'm thinking spray paint's kind of cheap. You can get it at the dollar store for $1 or so. So I'm thinking of just doing covering the main picture part and leaving the frame and the edges exposed and spray painting that. Save me some money on paints. But I don't have spray paint. I could add that to my little list. I don't think they want to stop at the dollar store. I don't think they should have been to Alpine now. She should have checked her messages by now. So it just means they're unwilling to pick something up for me. It's okay. Their choice. These round canvases I ordered because somebody wanted a custom painting done. So I ordered round canvases for it. But they have decided that who my friends are more important. So I have 2 round canvases to put something on. I'm not really sure what I want to do, but the problem with these, with round canvases, is you can see the wood kind of pokes through. So that would I'd have to incorporate that part of the texture into whatever painting I did, which logos are good. I could do some kind of logo. I could even do my own advertising logo of some sort on it. Or I could do something in the center and use that area where the wood is to do detailing frame around. Not really sure what I'm going to do with them. They were not cheap. Round canvases are not cheap. So I'm going to think out. I can't just play on it as much as I normally do. I got a comment from, what does it say? Jackass Brent. What? I don't think he's a jackass. Let's see. Where is it? Agreed. Okay. Okay. That's interesting. Yeah. I missed his solution stream. I love to brainstorm solutions. I might have some stupid ideas, but I just keep going. Eventually, an idea will trigger something that can actually be done. But, oh, there you are. I was playing with my name, having some fun. I changed it back. Okay. Hi. That was kind of funny. I have this little phone closer to here, although I can kind of see the chat here. Don't really need it. I'm going to close that window. Just do music on this. But I think there's got to be a way, because I was on a site somewhere where I can sign my name to a letter, and they actually mailed the letters off to all my representatives, and it was so easy. So I'm like, can we do that with what we see coming up in our local government? If we can set that up, would be nice. And I don't think it should be one-sided. I think we should have it to where you can pick which side of the issue you like and click away and have letters sent for you. I play with my name sometimes if Eric isn't around to change it. Arch nemesis, that's funny. Or somebody else who turned me into the Black Widow. Who did that, Brett? I signed back in and I was still the Black Widow. It was hilarious. I told my friends about the goat thing and they agreed. They agreed my nickname was fitting. Oh, that dried. I waited too long. So, should we start a petition for a maple syrup pipeline? I think if you're going to raise goats, they're not going to be pets. They're going to supply you with food. Dogs are pets. I don't eat dog. Some people might, but I don't. There's nothing wrong with killing off the male goat for food. You don't need it anymore. They say once you start milking them, you don't need the male anymore, as long as you keep milking them. And if it was the male that gave milk, I'd kill the female. It's not about being prejudiced. It's making me hot, but I need the light. There we go. No sear pipeline. You're invading Wisconsin and going to the corner of the cheese curd market. Yeah, I like cheese. That sounds good. Wait a minute. You would be taking it from us. How would you do the cheese curds, though? You can't, like, make a cheese curd pipeline. And if you're coming over here, then you're just going to be residing here. What are you going to get from DC, though? If you're getting the cheese curds out of Wisconsin, then what's in DC? Stinky cheese? Talking about DC, I don't fully know, but they're doing that thing for the political prisoners. I don't know if they've checked into that executive order that Obama signed on his way out of office about domestic terrorists not even having to have a trial, that they don't have to provide them with one. I don't fully know which bill that executive order that was, but I am curious to see how that affects them in there. Would that be a different action plan if that's an executive order and that's what they're charged with? Then they may never get their hearing. We might have to go after that executive order. Don't know if it stands, don't know what it really said. Haven't had the time to research it. But somebody over there that's dealing with that, I think that'd be something worth checking into and seeing what's going on with that. Because my thing was they're entitled to a timely hearing. But then I reviewed that executive order that he signed on his way of office. I don't know if it's still in effect. If it's still in effect, then no, they don't have to even give him a hearing. We've got to go after that. So I had that thought a couple days ago and haven't been able to get. I should probably text Glory B since she's down there and have them check it out. Because standing there and doing all that's not going to do anything if the executive order is what's entitling them to act the way they're acting. should text her. Jackass Brett loves your comment. It's still showing up as Jackass Brett. That's funny. My phone must have bumped the tether because now it's throwing up a bunch of notifications all of a sudden. But I think I should figure out where I signed that letter to my representative thing, and they sent the letters to me and out for me. And I know they did because I got responses. But I got the responses email, so maybe they just sent it out via email. I don't know if physical letters or postcards, to make it easier, would work better than email or not. I would be interested in knowing from a representative which one gets more attention and then focusing on making it simple for people to send this information. Like if we have information about a bill, wouldn't it be nice if you can go to the site, decide which side of the issue of the bill you're on, look at the letter, be able to adjust it if you need any adjustments to it, sign it, and have it all sent to all your representatives for you. Because I am horrible at writing letters and making phone calls. I don't know what to say. I feel like all they have to do is say one thing and throw me off, and then I'm useless. So it'd be nice if, like that site, I can decide what issue I want, side of the issue I want to stand on, have it sent for me in a nice, readable format that makes sense. It would make it so much easier to voice our opinions. And you know what? I don't care what side of the issue you're on. Them getting a bunch of letters, no matter what side of the issue's on, is going to say, hey, wait, people are starting to wake up. And that would make them a little more cautious of what they do. That's my thoughts on that. Physical letters, I think, work better to do both. Email and snail mail letters harder to ignore. Yeah, so how do you go about setting up something that'll do that for people that would simplify the process? Even if it's just postcards. Even if it just says, I read this bill and I disagree for this reason, on the back of a postcard with big letters so that they just flip it over and see it real fast. Do their little stamp. The less time they have to spend reading and understanding what people want, it would go much quicker too. And once people start standing up that way, people are going to be more cautious no matter what. They're like, people are paying attention. Uh-oh. You know, we might not have got much done with our convoy, but the fact that people were fighting against it means we had done something, and waking up the people, no matter what side, is not what they want. So let's wake the people up and make it easy. Trying to fit into the current mold that isn't going to work because they're not doing it. I can't make a phone call. It would be fruitless for them to say one thing that stumps me and I'm like, blah, 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 blah. That means I didn't even get my opinion out. I might not know all the details, but I can voice why I didn't like something. If I don't understand the full bill, but I saw something in the bill I didn't agree. And I sent a letter and said, I think you should vote no because of this. It says that's the part I understood that I didn't like. And it still says something. It says I'm here paying attention. So I'm not a person who can set that up. I don't know about programming. I don't know what's available. I know I had that one site and I have not been able to find it again. But somebody is aware of it, I'm sure. And I even thought, you know how they go around and when they have a candidate and they go door to door and house to house. So what if we had an issue that we wanted to speak about and we had a letter or a postcard from both sides and agree to send them, whether we agree or not, to both sides, then it's still going to say that the people are not happy with what's going on, and that something needs to change. We're out here watching you is what we need. I'm definitely a KISS guy. Keep it simple, stupid. I agree with you. Nice, straightforward, easy, hard. Right. It's not working like it is. We need to make it easier. We need to make it easier. And there's people who do know how to do that. And I would think if it's an issue, and you can, even I just writing, I vote no because, and send, if they got 100,000 postcards with no's and yeses, they're going to know what the public wants. They're going to know they're paying attention. I think that's the quickest, easiest way to start anything. And you don't even have to unite people to do that. You just have to provide it for them. That would be the easiest way to get started. And I know at the beginning of your feed, the solutions people are talking about raising their own stuff and hiding. I agree. You got to take the control of the government away and make yourself more self-sufficient, bartering, trading, raising some food. But that's not the only solution. That's just the beginning. Once you're not dependent on them, you have more courage to stand up against them. So I think that's only step one. Step two is get up and do something about it. What good's being independent if you're going to let them make rules that'll take you out? Like my friends just did this text about them wanting to meter private wells. I mean, if you're hiding in a community and just hiding there, they're going to come in and do regulations like that. Oh yeah, we're going to throw a thing on here. Well, that's more control over you, and that's not what we want. So hiding's not the answer, but becoming self-sufficient is part of the answer. The other thing is, I know we get concerned about other countries. We really have absolutely no control over other countries. The best we can do is work on our own country as a refuge. Or hound your senators to vote on issues that involve other countries, because that is a federal level thing. That's not a local level thing. And all we can do is vote and then hound them to vote the way we want them to vote. That's the only powers we have there. But once they see people waking up and on the local levels where it starts to affect things, then they'll see, hey, this is going to drizzle over to the federal. We better start paying attention. A lot of people don't even know what all laws are getting passed in their areas. They don't realize that the government does not need to inform you when they pass laws. They are required to post minutes to their meetings, which is how I found out a lot of things, like Arizona. When they were talking about New York, oh, they're killing babies after they're born. Well, I go and I look in the Arizona minutes for the last year where they had passed something similar to that already in Arizona, and it went by quietly because no one's reading the minutes to the meetings. And I don't say everybody needs to do that, but you're in a community naturally with friends, and you have at least one friend who likes to research. Why not have that one friend do the research, and then when they find something, send you a link so that you can verify it, and then you can make decisions. You can act as groups. Not everybody has to do everything. Had some good solutions brought up last night. Yeah, I didn't get to see all the solutions because the chat wasn't up yet when I watched. I mean, I heard you saying that's a good idea, but you didn't repeat them all. So until the live chat comes up, I won't be able to see what they were. Yeah, crowdsourcing for ideas works. But then you have to have someone who's heard it, that knows how or is willing to get it started or set it up. I'm an idea person. I'm not so much on organizing and setup as some people have seen. I do have some limitations on when I can function sometimes, sadly. My brain likes to mess with me. But that doesn't mean I give up and do nothing. Okay, I got that part done. So I don't know if the bottom has overwhelmed the top or not. It does seem like there's a good balance of yellow at the top. I'm so backwards here. Okay, I'll repeat them. Yeah. That's why people are reading their chat out loud, because right away you don't have a live chat there till later. And if sometimes when they get that notification, they want to watch it then before they forget, but the live chat's not up yet. So yeah, repeating things and reading the chat's kind of important if you're working on something. So yeah, it's not fun to read the chat all the time, but it does help. So it's the probability of me remembering to go back when the live chat is up is pretty low, because I don't really know how long it takes for the live chat to go up. And second of all, I'm getting notifications of videos every day. I would just totally forget. So I know a couple other people don't like to read their chats too. Well, you can't read it when you're driving, but if you could do a StreamYard and have somebody who read the chats for you, which I'd noticed a couple people started doing, which is good. So do we personally know anyone who can set up some kind of program where people could pick a side and have letters sent? Because I personally don't know anyone who knows how to do that. I would have to seek that other website. And what was not good about that website is they they end up sending out a bunch of notifications, sign this, sign that, and I was not happy about that. Most of them were stuff I didn't agree with, and I'm like, well, they had one thing I liked. I sent the letters out, but I don't want all these notifications for all this other stuff either. So I don't really understand, but finding out how they did it on that site would be beneficial. Just look, chat seems to be up now. Oh, no problem. I'm a solution type person. If you're going to mention something and you don't have a solution, you're just part of the problem. So instead of just whining that I don't know what they were talking about, yeah. Where are the dogs going at? I gotta go peek. Looking down here. Better look out the other window. Something going on. Somebody came up with the Kubota. I don't know who it is. Whew. So those leaves in that corner did brighten up. Now that I'm comparing it, now that I'm further away from it. I'm not eating the paint off my brush. So the saliva helps shape the point. I've rinsed it. But I'm going to do the metallic outline of these shapes, I think. I do have a delivery coming, but I don't think that's what they're barking about. Had to order more paints. I'm not doing some of my other paintings because I just don't have the colors to do them. Eat the paint. Yeah. You see a lot of artists, they'll go into a store to buy brushes. They'll put the brushes in their mouths to see how well it forms the brush. And that tells us whether we want that brush or not. But all these artists putting their saliva on the brushes got gross. So the place I go to, they started setting out water. Although they need a water that would stiffen the brush a little more. But yeah, it's a thing. We put our brushes in our mouths. Except for, what's his name? Bob Ross. He just smashed the hell out of his brushes. He didn't care. He had money. I used to keep hardtack in my supplies. I'd put the hardtack in and do that and stiffen the brush when I was done painting, and that would totally reform it. It would sit in that position. So if I had a bent tip, sometimes taking and putting the hardtack and letting it sit like that for a while would bend the tip back. But I can't do cane sugar right now. So I gotta find another way to do it. I tried it with honey. The honey just melts in your mouth and it doesn't stay on the brush very well. And these paints don't taste good, especially the Soho brand paints. Oh, I took the little metal foil thing they used to close it off with my mouth, and the paint just went in my mouth. Oh, the blue tastes horrible. I haven't tasted the other colors. Who is mentioning tasting colors now? Somebody a while back said something about taste the colors. I don't remember where that was from, but that was funny. It tastes like yellow. Okay. I think it was after they made that joke after somebody asked me, what color blue would you call that? And I'm like, Just because I'm an artist doesn't mean I know all the names of the colors. And that's when they started talking about taste the colors. You don't want to taste it? You can get a little sample size of Sohos and taste them. I'm really surprised at the opacity of this deco art. Maybe because I'm just sort of dripping it on there as opposed to trying to get a line. Hi. I ordered some metallics, and I really hope they were the opaque kind. I could always use that cornstarch trick. If you add cornstarch to paint, it'll make it a bit thicker to work with. But yeah, this is kind of more like dropping a thin bead, like caulking type of concept on here. Oh, yeah, can't work that way. I did all my own repair work, and I was up working on my evap cooler one time, and I was using the caulking to seal up the cracks and stuff that happened with the rust because I couldn't afford to buy a new case. And I don't tear my hair up unless it's dirty. Of course, it's dirty today. And it was just floating around, and it got in the caulking, and then the wind was blowing it around. So by the time I got done, I had this big knot of caulking in my hair. I had to soak it for half an hour to get it to come out. It was way funny. But I didn't realize it would come out. I was freaking out at first. It was kind of funny. Yep, it's hair wash day. I was waiting for a meeting, or it would have been washed already. And then she decided she wanted to go shopping instead. So I went without washing my hair for no reason at all. How am I going to do that? I'm not. I'm going to let that dry. I have to let my hand rest on the painting because I don't have arm muscle control. Like people who can paint on the easels, I don't have that kind of arm muscle control. So I got to wait for it to dry so I can put my hand down and... Oh, that air is so chilly. Shut this for a minute. Nope, I'm not. I'm going to just put on my jacket. There we go, because it'll get too hot in here when I shut that. Cold now. I was going to list stuff on eBay. I like your art stream. It's great. Thanks for sharing. Oh, no problem. Not many people like to watch paint dry. So you were one of the kids that ate all the paste in school? Yeah, I wouldn't have started streaming at all, except that people were like, I would like to join you while you paint. So they talked me into it. And I do like it. It makes it so much easier to work, to be able to visit with people, since I like being around people a lot. I spent 2 days here not talking to anyone because they were all just busy. And if I didn't have the stream, I would have went really crazy, and I was already crazy. Do the yellow, except I really want to just finish up this metallic as soon as it dries. I do have a chili. I gotta start the Instapot. I'm making a chili. Well, I had to wait to start it because I was going to pour water, and I had the pot here and the machinery over there, and I went over there and I poured the water into the machinery without the bowl because I wasn't paying attention to what I was doing. So I had to turn it upside down to drain it and dry it. You really don't want... Yep, it's all dry now. So I had to wait for it to dry out before I could use it. Otherwise, I could have had a mess. These things are dangerous when the pressure's in the wrong spot. Now I can start it. They don't do spices a lot when they cook out here. A lot of their stuff is bland. I mean, it's good food, but it's usually bland. Unless Sahara and Glen cook, and then they spice it up. So I've been doing some of my own stuff. I don't know what I did with the lid. It's not that big. It can't disappear. There it is. And I just saw my black light. I have a lot of my paintings. The Soho white will glow under black light, as not all acrylic whites do. I'm going to do noodles, but I have to do that separate. All right, so just hit that button. It's already set for 30 minutes, and then it's going to go. It's got fresh cumin in it. Oh, I can smell it. Yeah, well, we're having chicken enchiladas tonight. I can eat that. And they decided to make their own beans, which I probably won't eat unless they're not canned. They eat the canned ones, and I just swell up, and it's so painful. And I only had 2 bites of the canned beans last week, and oh my gosh, I had to go. My whole gut was inflamed. But when you put them in an Instapot, it does the same thing as sprouting them does. It gets rid of all that stuff that causes the problems. So you can eat a whole bunch of them without a problem, without losing friends or your gut swelling. That was a grasshopper. I don't know if you could hear it, but it sounded like a lot of clicking, and it flew into the screen. They've got some really big grasshoppers out here. I was impressed. gotta sit on my feet to get up a little higher here. So I'm short. Okay, now we're gonna get into this. Oh, there it is. I can't sit on it. It hurts. All right, I'll sit on one of them. It's odd how a lot of Floyd songs can be depressing, but it makes me feel better. I think it's because I agree with some of the words, and it's like getting to speak them. Somebody else feeling the same way. Aye. All right. I like the song called Keep Talking. That one made me feel a lot better. This is Floyd Radio, so it has other musicians on it. Too bad you can't smell it. Oh, it smells so good. If I don't think my food's super good, I don't like to serve it to anybody. If it's bland or something. Well, they're doing it bland because there's people who can't have certain spices. I shouldn't say it's because they cook that way. They're just trying to accommodate other people's needs. I love food. It leads me to a lot of problems. When I couldn't have dairy or tomatoes for the longest time, I had to find ways to make, because I loved lasagna, I had to find ways to make lasagna with something that tastes like tomatoes. And then I had non-dairy cheese, or I found you can use tofu and make like a ricotta cheese. I made it's called nomato sauce. There's a recipe on the internet, but I jacked it up with spices because I spice the heck out of stuff. It's healthier for you, actually, all them herbs. But I made a decent lasagna, and I learned to make mac and cheese with nutritional yeast. That's what they put on the cheesy popcorn. So you can actually make a sauce. When you first taste it, it's like a shock because you're expecting the normal mac and cheese taste, but it was pretty good. Still was good, just not the taste you were expecting. So, oh, I don't know how many years it was, 15 maybe, somewhere around there. They took my gallbladder out and I couldn't have any dairy or tomato. And 90% of American food is dairy, tomato, or both. So I had to do a lot of inventions. And I used to do this thing. I was in a mobile home park there was over 100 and some trailers, and we'd meet every day. But once a week we'd have these potlucks, and then we'd have once a month a special event. And I did the chili mix-ins, where you make a basic chili, and then you bring all these things to throw in it, and toppings and all kinds of things. We had cucumbers and black olives and nuts and chocolate, and oh, it was so good. And when that's gone, you keep wanting to eat more of it because you can change it up so much. And we had somebody put these candies on the table. They were like little teeny pieces of mint coated in chocolate. And I'm like, what the heck? And I threw it in. Oh, it was roll back in your eyes in the back of your head good. It was so good. And I would have never thought to put peppermint in chili. And I really didn't get too many people brave enough to try it, but the few who did were like, whoa. And they never went back. Cutting down on tomatoes never did a lot of dairy except for cheese. I have to have carbs. Carbs work with mood stabilizing. So I have to have carbs. I'd rather go walking for an hour than to pass up my carbs. And I did what was it? Atkins, or they're calling it keto now, where you put your body in ketosis stage to lose weight. They're not realizing that the state of ketosis is your body saying you're starving to death. You don't want to shock your body into thinking it's starving in order to lose weight. I'm getting hungry too. I am smelling this cook, and I'm like, thank God for Instapots. It's only going to take half an hour. Well, then maybe another half an hour for the steam to go. And I want to cook this penne and put it in with it, which I probably should start. I'm going to start the penne so I don't have to wait for it after the beans are done. I don't even know if I'm saying it right. It's whole grain, but it'll work out great in a chili. I don't like to eat the whole grain with the pasta sauce on it. It's kind of a coarser texture, and I like textures, but not that much on my spaghetti anyway. I have this. This is my heater. It works right on the propane stove, and you blow a fan over it. Heats very, very quickly. In my camper, I'll have my flame down as low as I can with a little 12-volt fan going all night. And I can heat. I have to open the window at that point, but it heats enough that it balances out. But I've decided to bring it in here today instead of waiting an hour for the radiator to heat up. And it works fast. All right. I didn't check that was in seal position, but it is. All right. I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, I have 2 things I could put in this chili, and I don't know if I should go with the traditional tomatoey base and use my spicy pesto, which is super hot, or go with the cilantro cooking lime sauce and go adventurous. And I love cilantro. I don't know if they would work together. I kind of would have to open them to find out. I don't know what this cilantro lime cooking sauce even tastes like at this point. So, yeah. That's the decisions I have to make. I don't know if I'm going to put corn in the chili either. I think the pasta, corn, and the beans will be a good chili with a good sauce. Yeah, that I was surprised. I kept seeing all these things on YouTube. Put your ceramic pots over candles, and I'm like, there's got to be something else. And I saw this this can on Amazon. I'm like, what the heck? I can just do that with cans, but actually, I can't work with metal that well, so I just bought it. Cilantro, it does sound better because it'll have the cilantro in it. We have cilantro growing out here, but during the week of feast we did, it got cleaned out, and it's like a little tiny bush of cilantro. We gotta let it grow again. But the cilantro lime does taste. I didn't taste it yet. Does sound better to put in. It might be a combo. It might be just the touch of that tomato pesto. That tomato pesto is very, very hot. If I were to pour that whole thing in, the chili would be way too hot. Or somebody tried to make spaghetti with it. Oh, okay. Like that don't work for spaghetti. I also have a mild chili powder to add to it if I wanted to. I don't know. That cilantro lime might be the better bet. I think I might go for it. And I'm not a fan of corn so much these days because they've done something to it where it causes pain a lot. What the heck? But if other people are going to eat it, it needs more substance. Spaghetti with the pesto. Well, I'm putting the pasta in the chili. You can do all kinds of things with chili. It doesn't have to be just meat and beans. We've had an abundance of okra coming up here in Texas, this part of Texas anyway. It would be good, except I'm not so sure I would want. Okra gets mushy in sauces. Not sure I want that kind of mush, which is why I'm using the whole grain pasta as opposed to regular pasta in a chili, because then you end up with mush if you just use regular pasta. You use a whole grain, it holds up better. Man, I was laughing at someone making spaghetti with hot pesto. Yeah, they do. They like spicy spaghetti. I never heard of it before either, but that's what they do. I gotta run to the restroom. I can't hold it anymore. I shall be back. Whew. Yeah, it don't work in here. In fact, I gotta check something on it. It was all flooded the other day, and I'm like, nobody's even using that thing. How did it get flooded? I think the lever was stuck. But we have an outhouse here with a flushing toilet in it. And that's what I had to use. Someday, maybe, I might have a van where I could put my own little bathroom in. I had a 76 Chevy that I converted to a camper, and we had a toilet / shower I put in the closet thing. Customized it all up into an RV. I missed that van. I call it the Big Blue Beast. It was a 76 3/4 ton Chevy, and it was made of metal, baby. When somebody hit it, they smashed their car like an accordion, and I just had my tow hitch slammed into my gas tank, and I just had to replace the gas tank, and that's all that was wrong with the thing. Actually, I'm in Texas on a farm. When I'm in Arizona, it's not flush toilets, it's regular outhouse potties, which I don't enjoy, but that's what's available. I wouldn't mind the glamping lifestyle with a decent camper. I just can't pull it. I can't maintain them. I can't climb on the roof and fix leaks. I can't get under there and do all the plumbing. That's why I have what I have, because it's just me. I can't do that stuff, so I have what I can function with. But no, I don't mind the glamping lifestyle at all. Texas. Yep, I'm still in Texas. I almost packed up and left a couple days ago. I'm like, no, I should at least try to talk. And then when I went to dinner last night, I realized I had some things wrong in my head anyway. So, good thing I didn't run, but I still have to have a discussion. Some people seem to think when you have a mental illness that you should be treated like a child. It's like, no, I know how to process my things. I just need the time to do it. And I didn't really need her to be telling me that videos are made up sometimes. And I'm like, well, she doesn't even know if I said something about a video of Biden running and saying something about Armageddon, which could have just been a cartoon strip as far as she knew. But yeah, it was kind of funny. They can make those up. And I'm like, well, duh. But I didn't even say that. I was just really, it's a constant. She thinks she's helping me. And I probably shouldn't be blabbing all over the place. But anyway, when people try to control what I say or do, it doesn't turn out well for either person. What is this song? Running away to the mountains is fun, as long as you don't stay there. Still have to be active in society. Although the mountains I run to have a lot of regulars that go up there, so it's kind of a group. We meet up there. And I did not get to see one person from our group at all this last summer. And he just messaged me yesterday, and he's like, I haven't heard from you. I almost wanted to reply because you didn't go camping when you were supposed to, but I didn't. But it was nice to catch up. He's wanting me to go to Mesa, probably because he wants a visit. The grandkids, I paint with his grandkids when he sleeps, so he can get a nap. And plus, there's one of those kids is very talented. But it's fun. It gets me doing things I need to be doing, even though painting with kids, you really can't focus on quality work. It's still better than not painting at all. It's nice to have friends like that. Wonder where you are, where you been. It'd be nice to visit when I get down there. But his daughter deals with cancer, so he helps raise 6 grandkids. He likes to take them camping, but he didn't get to go this year. I guess his money's getting a bit restricted too. And the camp host up there is a friend of mine. So no matter when I go, there's at least one person I know up there. And then there's an older guy, his name's Sloan. He used to travel around with Jerry all the time. We went trail exploring one time. I'm like, oh, I'd like to do more of that. That was fun. It is nice to have people to care. I have lots of places I could, well, I shouldn't say lots. I have maybe a handful of people that I could actually go and stay there anytime I want for as long as I want, which is great when I need it. But I'm a person who likes to be independent. I'll go and visit and go and maybe like in the Wilhoit, I can go there and paint, empty my camper and paint out the floor if I need to. I had spills which caused mold up under the flooring, and I was able to go out there and paint it. I can go out there and paint the outside, which needs to be done actually. Or I could just go visit the people in that town I got to know. It's a really good place. I work the food kitchen when I'm there, the food bank, hang out. They have something almost every day over there. And then there's a couple people in Prescott area that I can go and stay. I have a place, and my mechanic will let me camp in his backyard anytime I need to. He's like on the edges of Mesa where the restrictions aren't the same as the rest of the city. So there's that option. Lots of places. When you're good to people, they're good to you. And it's not always about being able to reciprocate. Sometimes it's just because people enjoy each other. And I actually have some friends in Canada who've been trying to get me there to visit. It's cold there. I'm a wimp. I haven't gone. But I could also go there if I wanted. I have a place in Pennsylvania. I can go anytime I want. Oh, she did not want me to leave, actually. But it's good being a nomad. I enjoy people. I crave being around people. I hate being by myself all the time. Which is part of why it was so hard when I came off that convoy. You know, we're seeing the same people every day, all day. You really became like a family, even though they had different opinions about certain things. It was family, and you had a mission. I come off of that and no one's around except maybe a couple people, and I had no mission, nothing to focus on. I just really fell apart. And then I went with Eric to go deliver the ambulance, and I decided I was just going to run to Texas because there's a group here, and I was able to recover and get my focus. And the fact that I could paint made a huge difference. As a nomad, you don't always have places you can paint. So I came here. Mona was talking about promoting my art in Branson. Well, now I can't get there. It's colder than AZ in Texas. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's a lot colder. My water finally boiling? Not quite, almost. Cool it down. Yeah, that's the main reason I'm not in Pennsylvania or Texas. I mean, not Texas, Canada. The survivors, though, the ones who know the difference between wants and needs. Yeah. Yep. I think the nomads will probably survive a lot better than other people. Some people seem to think when you're a nomad you have to learn to rough it. Not all nomads rough it. A lot of them have glampers, campers, with bathrooms and showers and enough solar to run air conditioners even. So being a nomad isn't just about roughing it, but they do know how to survive better because they have to think about where they're going to be and what they want to pay when they hook up. And it happens a lot more than just once, like you do with a house. You set up once and then you're there, and that's it. When you're a nomad, you set up for different situations on a regular basis. So you get used to accommodating the environment around you to survive. I got a text. Hold on. I got to check it without bumping the tether. Okay, here. Wait. Left my phone at home. Just now opened it. I'm so sad. We definitely would have gotten. Yep. We didn't know. My text Zahara. She might be able to get you what you need. All right. So I'm going to have to text Zahara. Hopefully I don't get disconnected. But that is going to freeze up this other camera for a minute. Hold on. I got to text her. And it's got to be in sections because we got to first ask her if she's working today. If these stupid cords didn't wear out so much, I could just take the phone down and do this, but it'll disconnect all my internet. Let's wait for an answer. She's working. She won't answer her text. Roughing it means different things for different people. Even Glamper and Solar in the middle of nowhere would be roughing it to a degree. Well, to what degree? You have a shower, all the AC and power you need, and a toilet. And a lot of people don't know, but Quartzsite has a lot of hookups. You don't have to rough it. You can hook up your home. I guess maybe because it's a smaller size and people like big houses, that might be roughing it, I guess. Not my idea. I guess if you have kids and a spouse or something and you need extra space to get away from them, that could be roughing it, I guess. I'm not going to do the whole box. the corn too. Put that there. Now I can bring it to a boil again. When you're higher in the mountains, it takes longer to boil water. What kind of song is this? I'm singing about freedom. No Uber Eats, no 7-Eleven for Slurpees. It depends where you're nomading at. A nomad doesn't have to be out in the boonies. Like I said, you can get hookups right in town. You could walk to the store. And I'm pretty sure you could probably find someone to do an Uber Eats business in Quartzsite for a few months. I think it's doable. You know, if I could stand driving around and I just don't know who would be in my vehicle, I kind of like to control who's in my environment when I have that choice. Like my vehicle, I would be pretty picky about who I let in. But if I didn't care, I could run an Uber Eats business, do Uber transportation, and make a mint out there. It's not like there isn't anything nearby. There's a lot of little restaurants in town that you could probably call and get an order. Just go pick it up. Now, if I were to rough it in Flagstaff, that might be a little different because the stores are where I go. The stores are a little bit further away. But yeah, you don't have to go to places where things are remote. You can be a nomad and go to very busy places. There's a lot of mobile home parks in the Phoenix Valley that don't need yearly or monthly contracts. You can go for a day at some of the places. That's right in a major city. Yep. In fact, there are people who do videos on being stealth because they nomad in the big cities. Usually because they work there. But yeah, when we think nomad, people do think boonies, but that's not the only way to do it. In fact, you wouldn't even need to have a camper to be a nomad. You could do, well, if you had enough money, you could do Airbnb nomads, or you could just travel from friend's place to friend's place. Or you can even do, like, some places will have weekly or monthly rentals that are a little bit cheaper than staying at a normal hotel. There are so many options. We limit ourselves when we limit the idea of something. But I have been wishing for a van. That would give me a little bit more of my own stuff instead of having to use public outhouses. They're kind of gross. It would also give me a studio. I've seen this box, and I'm pretty sure I can construct it somehow with a lighter weight material of some kind that fit in a van, and then you take it out and it makes this huge room. That would be ideal for Quartzsite. Stealth nomad. Yeah. In fact, we probably know the same guy. There was a guy, I think he's Canadian, and he does a lot of stealth camping and like freeways and all that stuff, but he just lost his wife and he doesn't know if he's going to stream for a while. It was so sad. He started at Streama and he goes, well, It says, me and my wife went to sleep last night and only one of us woke up. That was shocking. But it was sad. She had an adverse reaction. And died while he was sleeping. Didn't even get to say goodbye. But he was doing a lot of that stuff. Trying to see how close to apartment places he could camp and still be stealth. I really enjoyed watching him. It's like if the shit hits the fan and we've got to move to avoid rogue people, young and having a child. He was part of your protest. Nice. Did I really do all those? I did. Wow, that went fast. A lot less than on this side, though. Alright, okay, the next step would be, that little bit of metallic right there. Then the next step would be yellows again. I did a quick yellow one the other day, or yesterday, that's right. But I didn't have my glasses on. There we go. I really hate stuff on my face, so you'll see me yank my glasses off a lot. Yay. She's probably already working. She's not going to get the text. She would have answered by now. I don't think I'm getting creamer from my coffee. Bummer. I should set a timer. How is that supposed to cook? Only 9 minutes. Yeah, we're in the mountains and that took a while to boil. Well, but then I only do need the 9 minutes. I got 3 more minutes left on the beans, and then I let the steam out naturally, maybe. Well, I will. It'll make them a little softer. There's my clock. Now I gotta set it for 8 minutes because it took me time to figure all this out. Time on it. Here we go. Hopefully I remember what the timer's for when it goes off. I've done that before. I'm like, what the heck's the timer for? And then I forget I had something cooking. I go back and it'd be burnt. I couldn't remember what the timer was for. Get this chalk off now. You know, the only thing I don't like is that actually picked up green paint. Oh, you can't see that camera. I forgot to put it back. There it goes. It actually took up some of the green paint that's dried. It was not good. Which tells me when I go to put a sealer on, it's going to have to be a very fluid one, and it's going to have to go quick. Wow. That's not good. I should have Q-tips for this. Huh. That was odd. I don't know why that one wasn't dry yet. Oh, I'm like, the alarm can't be going off. Here it is, this. So now it's just going into warm mode and letting steam off. Beans are cooked already. Oh, I can smell the cumin. What does the green taste like? Have you ever eaten a grasshopper raw? That's my imagination. Or lightning bug guts. There you go. That's what it tastes like. Oh, this gouache is coming right back off again when it gets wet. Oh my gosh, that's what's going on. What the heck? I just went to wipe a spot off of my blue-gray there. I don't even know if you could see it. And it took off paint that I painted yesterday. Oh, now I've got to paint that whole thing again. Well, how am I'm going to have to get a spray sealer to do this, because there's no way I could do a liquid on it. These are acrylic. Why would they be coming off? They're not acrylic. They're watercolor. Oh, no. Oh, okay. We're going to be doing a spray sealer over this. Note to self. Don't. Oh. I swear I ordered the acrylic ones. That's not happy. Well, I don't have to worry about them drying up. I can just re-wet them and use them. That part's good. Oh my. Well, it's not a waste. Cranky Wendy. Yeah, Wendy's cranky when it's not what it was supposed to be. But I could mix the gouache with my acrylics and get something that'll stay better. But wow, I have to get a spray sealer before I even try to continue with this. With more, I'll finish what I'm doing now, but wow, I'm not a happy camper right now. I can't believe. No wonder it cleaned off the palette so easy. I am. I'm gonna go all Black Widow. Only problem is you got to have a male around to go Black Widow on. Do you want to come visit, Brett? Oh, I swear I was in the acrylic. I pushed acrylic section when I ordered. I'm not happy. These aren't cheap paints either. They're not cheap. I spent $100 ordering the painting supplies I needed. Oh, and watercolor. I hate watercolor. Well, I can do a whole new color there. It's okay. Just don't get anything else wet, Wendy. I almost feel like I need to put it aside because I could drip water on it. And some of these colors aren't straight from the tube. I had to mix them, and trying to match colors is not my expertise. Wow. I guess I can't use chalk on it either. I think I'll go ahead and fix that section by mixing my acrylic in. Some kind of bluish gray. Do I have a nope? All right. I'm gonna actually put acrylic in it. I'm not even gonna bother mixing it. Gray. There's the noodles should be ready. Let me find out. Oh yeah, they're ready. Let's drain them. So you get cooking and painting all in one day. One stream. Well, I mean, I'm not saying I don't want to see you in black leather. But who said I was going to wear black leather? Where did that come from? Ouch. If I read that right. Now I'm like, did I read that right? No. Black leather. Yeah, nobody said I was going to wear black leather. I don't even know where that came from. Some people have some ideas in their heads that aren't based on reality, I guess. Woo, sorry about that. Add some oils. Ready. Black Widow outfit, black leather with red spots seemed to make sense. So not only did you give me a label, you dressing me up to fit the label. That's funny. I'm gonna go grab a thing of corn. I better let the steam out of this thing. All right, hold on. Woo! I'm going to use a long handle because these things are unpredictable where the steam goes. Here we go. Oh, man. I'm going to open this cilantro lime sauce after I get the corn. see if it's something I want to put in my food. If it don't taste really good, I won't. Yeah, I'm only using this camper for a art studio, so I don't have all my cooking stuff in here. So normally when I'm out traveling, I have my food in my truck in the passenger seat. And that's where I store food. I was joking because you asked how it felt about going to Texas and you being a Black Widow. I know. It's fun. I'm just joking. I joke back. I'm pretty good at when somebody jokes, make them think they made a wrong move. And it's sort of like slinging it back at them sometimes. It's kind of funny. They'll be like, oh no. I'm like, no, I was joking back. All right, first things first, where's my can opener? I don't have one. I have things in here that belong to other people on the farm I borrowed it from. But my stuff is out in my camper. And my truck. But I had the can opener in the... I guess I could leave some things in here temporarily. I just don't want to forget them when I pack up. And that's done steaming already. I'm getting very hungry. Do you have a drone that'll make it down here? I could send you some. Oh, I love this song. It's called Comfortably Numb. It's cream corn, dang it! Ah, how's that gonna work? Cream corn and chili, does that work? Oi. Oh, I hope they cooked well enough. Let's find out. Oh my god, that smells good. It needs to cook longer, dang it. Oh. Now I'm even more frustrated. It takes time to build all that steam to cook it longer now. Well, you know what? I cook it all together. Because I only did the noodles al dente. El dente, whatever you call it. Let's do it. Oh, I'm so hungry and it smells good. You know what? I'm doing this anyway. What the heck? It'll just add like a sauce if it's too creamy. But cream corn has lumps in it, so it should work. I can get that in there. Mix that, and then I'm going to open this lime cilantro stuff and see how yummy it is. After I taste this. I can actually cook by smell. Oh, God, that smells so good. Oh, yeah, there we got some solid corn chunks in there. Some of these beans are soft. One's on top didn't. I guess I didn't have enough water, maybe. Okay. Let's try the cilantro lime. See what it tastes like. Oh, I can't open it. Where's my scissors? It worked. The cream just goes into the rest of the stuff, adds to the flavor. Okay, it's going in. There goes the cilantro lime. Oh my gosh, that looks good. You can see the chunks of garlic in it. Oh, yummy. I think I might have to put some of that pesto in too. Maybe a spoon or two. Let's see how this pans out first. I'd show you, but if I move that phone, the internet goes down. So I'll just have to torture you. Because it tastes... Yep, it needs a little bit of that pesto. Oh, yum, 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 yum. What happened to my spoon? I should wash it. I had my mouth on it. If I wasn't going to be sharing this, I wouldn't care, but I'll be sharing this, so I've got a clean spoon in between tastes. Mix it up. I love food. Corn worked out. Cream corn has chunks in it anyway. It worked out. Okay, now let's see. I'm going to put more cumin in it. And another spoon of pesto. It's not hot at all yet. Not even a mild hot yet. Okay, spoon of that. And I need more cumin. I just got some on me. Great. Here's another shirt. This is why I should be wearing black. Because I'm a black widow. No, because it's not going to show all my food drips. Now I have a nice, lovely food drip. Once I get cumin. Maybe more onion powder too. I didn't have onions. Didn't have fresh ones. Rosemary and cumin are both spices that I could just inhale all day. I swear I didn't inhale. Oh, it's so good. There. This should be off, actually. It's supposed to be off when it's open. I could blew myself up. That video would get a whole bunch of views, wouldn't it? Maybe a video of Wendy blowing herself up. I'm going to cook it for like 15 more minutes. That should be good. I can't put... Oh, yep, that's good. I'm going to cook it for 15 more minutes. Although I did add salt, which may not have been a good idea. Okay, it's off. And we'll just 15 more minutes. Go. Oh, that's good. Oh, yeah. Yummy. Just let tortured talk to a minimum. All right. I'm reluctant to work on this after I touch up that spot. I don't want to drip on it and have to redo a bunch of stuff, so I'm just going to do this one little area. With it. Kind of a blue gray. I might have to add white. I need a touch of white. This will work. If there's anything left in it. Nope. Trash. I don't know if I just get a drop of this gouache to put in it. There we go. Different brush, it's a larger area. Oops. Unbelievable. No wonder I couldn't do a second coat on it. I went to do a second coat on the yellow and I'm like, it's coming up. That's odd. So this will actually blend in with what's already there, since when you get watercolors wet, they reconstitute. So this will kind of blend in with what's there, I hope. Yeah, I don't. My hands were a little bit wet. I hope I'm not messing with the. All right. Whew. This is going up. Watercolors. Dang it. That explains a few things. I don't know. I just trusted that what I ordered was what I wanted. Shouldn't have done that. Now what to work on? What to work on besides food? It's not even going to start the 15 minutes until all the steam builds up in it. I'm hungry. There's a lot of paintings that I just need to paint over, but I don't have that kind of investment in paint to paint over. Could you not contact where you ordered from and tell them you ordered? I could go back and look at the order, but it probably says watercolor on it. I just didn't read all the details. I clicked acrylic, saw gouache, picked it. Did not carefully read it. I bet you if I go back and carefully read it, it will say watercolor. And that's my fault for not reading the details. Because it says watercolor on the back of the container. If I had looked at all the pictures, and they do take pictures of the whole container so you could read the back. I just didn't do due diligence, and now I'm paying. It'll come in handy. I think that I can mix them with the acrylics and they'll work. Just not the way I want them to. I don't even know what to work on. I know I have a lot of things in works, but well, that threw me for a loop. I have to go buy a spray sealer now, which I usually do liquid ones because it's cheaper. They flow right over it, nice and smooth. The spray sealers do cost more. They don't cover the areas as easily as some of the liquid sealers. Wow. Let's see what I got. Let's see, I did a bronze and a gold. Let's see if this is a different. Here, I'll just put a tiny dot somewhere. I'll be able to see if it's a different metallic than the ones I used already. Nope, that's the same. Oh, I don't have the. I can't leave these sitting in water. Can't work on that one. This one, the one right there in front of the camera now, I just need my metallic paints to come in. Right now I have a silver and a bronze on it. I wanted to do 4 different metallics. Outlining the spaces. Crapola, yep. Crapola. No, that's a gold. I need a silver. You really can't see that kind of. And I do have a metallic black. But, yep, nope, can't work on that one. Grr. Grr. Oh. I know, I'm digging through my stash to see what I could work on even. Without having to paint up a whole new background. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm not. I know I have some I started. One I started, I don't like it. I have that one I started. But mentally I have to prepare myself to work on it. Maybe I'll have this sit out so my brain will start working on it. This other one I wanted to spray paint the border on. I suppose I could tape it off and paint a border on it. I don't think I want the white border. Then there's another decision. You got to make decisions before you start, unless it's a background. If it's a background, I just play. That one, playing around. I still don't know what I want to put on it. I think I'm at a standstill because I can't do what my mind was ready to work on. You have to get going. And you're still going to call me Black Widow? What a bully. Yeah. No. Thanks for stopping in and visiting. It was very pleasant. It's almost 3:00. It's kind of like a little snack before dinner is what it's gonna be. I didn't ask what time dinner was either. Yep. It was a great visit. Thank you. I think I am gonna have to cut this down because I can't reroute right now. It's too late in the day to reroute as to what I'm working on. So I'm just gonna end the stream at this point. Thank you. And I know there's a couple other people watching. Hope I didn't miss somebody saying hello. Thank y'all for tuning in. I shall see you next time. I'll probably post in advance. And when you see the notification about the upcoming stream, you got to click the notify me button because the stupid bell doesn't let people know when you're streaming. All right. Bye, guys.